Hi Gemini, and welcome to your weekly general and love tarot forecasts. This is for the week of July 23rd through July 29th, 2018. I will do two separate readings in this video. The first will be your overall energies for the week, just general, and the second reading will be your romance energies for the week. I have created a timestamp for each reading for those of you who like to cross-watch, and I have also listed each tarot deck that I'm using in both readings in the description box below. So Gemini, I will go ahead and start with your general energies for the week. Let's see what your overall energy is. I'm going to pull a major arcana for you guys to see what is highlighted this week for Gemini. Ooh, we have Divine Justice. So, Gemini, with this card coming out as your overall energy, this could definitely be a week of karma, where what you have put out is now coming back to you for the good or the bad. This is a general reading, so you know everybody's karma is different, right? The scales are balancing for Gemini this week. Some of you could just be very focused on a legal matter of some kind. We'll have to draw the tarot to get more information on that. But with Divine Justice, seriously, it's all about you reap what you sow. So what you've been putting out to the universe, you know, through your action, through your deed, through your thought, through your emotion, just like a big wave of energy is coming back to some Geminis this week, all right? For others of you, this is where you might be watching somebody receive their karma for the good or the bad, okay? Because again, this is general. So if you know somebody who's been the real underdog and they've been, you know, walking the path, doing it right, this week you might see things just finally happen for them, which will fill your heart with so much joy, and that's why that would show up in your reading. For others of you, this could be where you're watching, you know, a huge jerk finally get what they deserve. And again, you're like, okay, I'm right with the universe once again. You do get what you give, and I'm okay now. Because, you know, sometimes, right, we're like, oh, how in the world did that person get away with that? That is so unfair. Oh my God, universe, did you miss that? You know? And so this will definitely play out differently for each and every one of you. So let's pull some tarot, Gemini, and see. Yeah, looky who came out. High Priestess. She plopped right out. On this side, it's like, we don't know. On this side, you're given the rites of passage to see the truth, to gain the wisdom, you know, to know the secrets, really. She jumped out. Yes, Gemini. Some sort of divine justice is taking place in your world this week. So let's continue to shuffle. All right, so we have the Fool, we have the Lovers, we have the Ace of Wands, we have the King of Wands, we have Judgment, and we have the Three of Cups. So what I feel here is, yes, we could be dealing with a fellow Gemini. This could be your own energy showing up in this week's reading, where it's like, this is Judgment. So you got Justice and Judgment, you know, the two karma cards. And on this side, it's like the phoenix rising from the ash. And this is like the positive side. It's attached to your Gemini card. So I feel like, you know, if this is a karma thing, this is positive karma coming to Gemini, because on this side, this is the negative, well, the potential negative, where we need to atone for what we have done wrong, okay? So whatever this divine justice is, it's like it's in Gemini's favor. Okay, you see the sun, and then the sun, the phoenix rising from the ashes. Now, Ace of Wands in this position attached to Three of Cups. This is where the full culmination of this justice may not completely play out this week, okay? But there is celebration at hand for Gemini. Trust that things are going to go in your favor, okay? And you're in contemplation about a new beginning. This is not love, so I'm not going to read it as such whatsoever. Some of you, this could be about a friend, or if you are in some sort of legal battle with like a company of some kind, anything like that, it's like you're almost to the end of that, Gemini. And I really see things going in your favor based upon this reading. But it's like we're either celebrating in private and very quietly, or the celebration is delayed into next week sometimes. So, you know, I really feel like there's a lot going on under the surface for Gemini this week, and you're not, you know, you're not exposing your hand, so to speak. So let's pull an overall outcome advice. But yeah, I feel like good karma coming to Gemini, or again, somebody that you really care about. It's like finally things are turning in their favor, or that crappy sack of junk that is a sorry excuse for a human that does horrible things to everybody, right? They're finally getting their payback for all the heartache that they have caused to others. And that might be why we're celebrating within, because you can't let that, you know, be known outwardly. So I don't know, this is just like Gemini has the upper hand. Wow, we have a vision, Aphrodite. Yes, Gemini. So if you, however you got screwed over in the past, whatever you lost in the past, whatever about the past that hurt you, it's like this week is bringing the fruition, the wheel is turning, the karma coming back to Gemini for the good. And look at, we have this big full moon behind Aphrodite there. We have these suns here. We have the total lunar eclipse in Aquarius on Friday, right, with that full moon. So Gemini, I feel like more by week's end is like as we really start to see everything unfolding for what it really is, or the celebration, it's at week's end or into next week sometime. But yes, it's like Gemini is finally getting their moment, for whatever that means to each and every one of you personally. It's your week. Karma is returning, the scales are balancing. Okay, Gemini, so those are your general messages for the week. I'll get right into your love reading. If you are not interested in that, I am wishing you guys a very beautiful and blessed week. Take care. Okay, Gemini, let's pull overall energy for you guys in regards to love and romance for this week. Okay, ooh, so we have, look at your pattern in relationships. It requires inner strength to recognize that you need to change or modify your behavior. So Gemini, whether you are completely single, you're dating, or you are in a committed relationship, this week the universe is calling to attention some sort of pattern that you continually repeat over and over and over and over in a very specific relationship, or just in your romantic relationships overall. This will mean something different to each and every one of you, as this is general reading, right? But it's like you can have a deep understanding, a profound insight, connecting the dots about, you know, why certain things don't work out for you in regards to love and romance, or if you're in a committed relationship where it's like you and your partner continue to hit the same, you know, brick wall, either in your communication or relating to each other, or just some aspect of your relationship in general. So this week, if you're feeling really triggered, or you're noticing, you know, things that have happened before are happening again, it's a call more to look at your own behavior and thinking, rather than blaming or looking at the other people involved. Now, that doesn't mean that if somebody's being an ass to you, that you deserve that, and that you're mean and that's why that happens. I don't mean it like that. What I mean is, Gemini, what are you willing to tolerate? What are you willing to accept from your romantic partners? You know, do they get a lot of free passes? Do you allow them to get away with a lot of different things? Are you prone to illusioning or deluding yourself about people when it comes to romance? I mean, I will raise my hand and say I'm queen of that, of, you know, really illusioning myself, not like that they're madly in love with me when they're not, but seeing them more as perfection than what they really are. Okay, so what is the thing about you when it comes to love and romance that needs to be modified, needs to be looked at, needs to be healed, needs to be grown? Okay, it's different for all of you. So I will pull some romance angels to see what's attached to that card right there. All right, so we have finance and career, and we have make the effort. So with these two cards coming out, what I feel is either some of you, this is where you end up footing the bill, you know, paying for everything. You end up with a person who perhaps just can't keep a job, or isn't very good with their money, or they don't make much of an effort into the relationship, or much of a financial effort. Or this could be your energy where maybe you need to get better about your finances, holding a job, making an effort in the relationship towards your partner. Okay, these could not be related whatsoever. All right, maybe it's like you make a lot of effort, but you end up with a partner who doesn't ever seem to give that same effort back. And again, that goes back to, you know, why do you allow that? Why do you accept somebody? Is it, well, I love them, so I just hope? Well, that might be the pattern you need to break, and realize that the first sign where you see somebody not giving as much as you, and you have the conversation and you're like, yo, this is what I'm doing and giving, and you need to kind of be on board with this, and you need to do and give. All right, and then they're like, yeah, okay, but then they don't even change. Then Gemini, that's your cue that you've got to end that relationship, because it will just be the same thing. And sometimes love is not enough, unfortunately, right? So it just, there's something about making an effort, and for some of you this has to do with like money, you know, like where some of you this has to do with the fire sign, Aries, Leo, Sag, where you're giving more financially, or you're carrying the load more financially, and you truly need more support. Or it's where your partner or whoever you're dating is feeling like they're carrying the load financially, and they want more support from you. Okay, yeah, because look here, the Lovers flew out again. So you guys had the Lovers in your general and now in your actual romance reading. So Gemini, I just have to say, because your card flew out, some of you have partners out there that are like, Gemini, please put the effort into me, even if like they're not expressing it outwardly, or like they try to express and you're just not hearing them. There are some Geminis where, you know, your interests or partners are like, Gemini, I need more from you. I need you to, you know, put in more effort, to talk to me more, to give, you know, more financially, materially, whatever it is. Some of you, that's the case here, okay? And you need to really pay attention to what's being said to you, if that rings true to you. Obviously, that's not going to ring true for everybody, okay? Some of you, that's the exact opposite, right? Where you're like, oh, hell no, it is my partner. They need to step up to the plate, or I'm out of here. All right, so we have the Lovers, and we have the Three of Cups. We have the Four of Cups. We have the Ace of Wands. We have the Wheel of Fortune, and we have the Temperance card. So as far as other energies go, could be a fellow Gemini, and then we have Sagittarius here. We don't really have any other signs represented, but that does not mean that you are not dealing with other signs. So yes, I see a relationship that has a lot of chemistry and physical attraction to it, along with soul connection. But there's some element where there's a blockage to our happiness here, okay? There's maybe one person is just very irresponsible, parties, and the other person is super uptight and doesn't, you know, ever let their hair down, okay? And then there's this battle of wills where one is like, no, I'm not going to sacrifice or make the move because, you know, I'm tired of being the one, and you never, you know, being the one to sacrifice or give in. So Gemini, whether you are in a relationship or you're just dating somebody or just kind of dealing with somebody, it's like this push and pull of energy, and it's like this repetitive pattern of missed opportunity because nobody is willing to speak up. However, there's a reason for that here. We have the Wheel of Fortune in this position, which is, you know, blockage, misunderstanding, not being able to figure it all out, but it's not to the detriment, okay? It might feel that way, but it's like, no, you know, there's more up ahead. There's more for you to learn and understand before, you know, you have this free flowing energy. Overall, Gemini, this is like a week of understanding and communicating and seeing, you know, where your energy is blocked romantically and why it's blocked, and, you know, where you may self-sacrifice too much, where you maybe don't sacrifice enough. And you know, some of you who have been single for quite some time, it's like you are missing a lot of romantic opportunities because of, you know, it's like you're finding the slightest thing wrong with that person, and you're like, no, they're not a fit for me because of this. No, they're not a fit for me because of that, okay? Because this is all about missed opportunities on this side, and it's because somebody won't speak up, and this might be a repetitive pattern for some of you Geminis out there. Or it's like that's the kind of person you continually get hooked up with, where we have this great soul connection, we have a lot of physical chemistry and passion, it's really nice, and then it's just like bam, brick wall, and then nobody's willing to speak up and say how they feel or anything, and so it becomes a missed opportunity. Is that your pattern? Is it, you know, when it gets to that place of, you know, kind of brick wall, do you need to put the effort in more? And if it's, you know, do you just cut people off kind of out of nowhere if you feel like they're not giving you enough attention? Like, what is this pattern, Gemini, that needs to be examined and broken? Because I feel like it's hindering something for you in regards to love and romance. It really is. Wow, here's your outcome advice card. Reflection, illusion, self-examination, distortion. Yes, Gemini, this week you really need to focus on looking at your patterns in relationships, whether you're single, you're dating, or you're in a commitment with somebody. It's like you're missing the mark somewhere, somehow, some way, and you've got to come into like a different understanding so that you can move beyond this energy, because some of you are very frustrated by it, and you're like, oh, I don't know why this isn't working, or I don't know why this continually happens every single time. Well, it's a pattern that you're trying to work through, that you're trying to break, that is associated with your life journey, the evolution of your soul. So Gemini, really go within, examine all your romantic relationships and connections and the repetitive patterns, and what you can do to change that energy inside of you. Okay, so those are your messages for this week, Gemini. I am wishing you all the very best. Take care.